She could hear the cars roll by. That old 441, like waves crashing on the beach. And for one desperate moment there, he crept back in her memory. God, it's so painful, something that is so close, it's still so far out of reach. Oh yeah, alright, take it easy, baby, make it last all night. She was an American girl.
Welcome to another Pony Express broadcast by Mark Dillon Jr. Let us start this show by bowing our heads for a quick prayer. Thank you, Lord, for another day of doing what we love. For this gathering of sim racers, and for the chance to pretend to be real race car drivers. We ask that you watch over these sim racers and their families as they gather together to enjoy the hobby of sim racing. May their spouses and children enjoy dinner, bath times, Netflix, and bedtime stories without them. May their calibration stay true, their racing rigs hold together, and their connections stay strong. May they treat each other with respect, avoid bogus black flags, and nail some green flag pit stops. May they return every night to see their friends and teammates, to click drive one more time, and to partake in the camaraderie that comes with being a part of the sim racing community. Father, we also ask that you guide and protect our veterans and their families as they make sacrifices so that we are able to spend a few hours in front of our computers trying to be like the king or the intimidator. And lastly, may we all have fun, win or lose, in your name. Amen. Now please rise and remove your hats as we join a fellow sim racer for his version of the Star Spangled Banner on guitar.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway. Looking for adventure. And whatever comes our way. Hey, yeah, driving gonna make it happen. Take the world in a loving grace. Fire all of your guns at once and explode into space. I like smoking lightning. Heavy metal thunder, racing with the wind, and the feeling that I'm under.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Pony Express Broadcast Network coming to you live from Rolling Thunder Gaming. Tonight we're at the BareBones Truck Series Monday night, running the CWS 15 mod. We're live at Kansas. Joining me in the booth, we've got the broadcast sponsor, Donnie Garrett of Ultimate Garage Floors, the Nature Boy. Donnie, I know you were in the hospital not too long ago, but I hear you're up and moving around, and nothing's going to get the Nature Boy down.
Woo! That's right, man. I'm a little under the weather still, but I'm here, and this is what I need, man. Get here, get my adrenaline going a little bit, and knock this cold out of me, and get to call one of these good old races tonight.
Well, Donnie, qualifying's over, happy hour underway, 3 minutes to go. We see Herman and Jeff taking the front row. We saw you were second fastest in practice. You went out there and ran the truck a little bit, the Ultimate Garage Floors truck. What's this track going to be like tonight?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's not forgiving. It pushed really bad for about the first 4 or 5 laps, so we're going to really watch those cars coming up off their trucks coming up off the bottom tonight and getting into that outside truck. Got to really be careful, tiptoe those first couple laps because it wanted to push. I mean, you could from lap 1 out there till about lap 15, I could have drove it straight up into the wall with the power it's got, and you really got to manage the power and get it to the ground without pushing. And I got in there behind some good trucks and just rode around a little bit and did get the old truck up there second place in practice. But I tell you one thing, there's some studs out here tonight, and some of these guys are really good at these at tracks at taking care of tires, and they'll all be there at the end.
If you're just tuning in, this is the Breast Cancer Awareness 200, live from Rolling Thunder Gaming. This is the BareBones Monday Night Series. Tonight's broadcast being brought to you by Donnie Garrett and Ultimate Garage Floors. Donnie, what can you tell us about Ultimate Garage Floors?
Well, I'll tell you, we're a high-end garage flooring company. I do epoxy floors, and we do all sorts of them. We have floors that look like melted metal on the floor. We do basements, garages, commercial buildings. We do commercial restaurants. We just did several Sweet Frogs here lately. It's an ice cream place, and just love it. I've been doing it for 10 years, and it's fun when you get up every day and go to work and don't feel like you're going to work.
Josh Metallic now joining us in the booth. Josh, how you doing?
Good. How's it going?
Good, good. You know, we're here for the Breast Cancer Awareness 200. We got the Nature Boy in the booth. We wanted to get a quick word from you while we had a second during happy hour. We know you're the points leader, 2 points over Jeremy Jeffries, and we know you and Wiley have been holding down this series while Sean Prime has been out most of the season. What can you tell us about tonight and what to expect?
Yeah, it's our Monday night series, BareBones series. We run a variety of tracks. We usually have at least one road course. I don't think we have it this year, but Short tracks, intermediates. I think we're racing Talladega next Monday, so I'm sure Donnie will be interested. But it's just a fun series. Really good setups. There's no tire limits like there is on Wednesdays, which is fun to do. But I like this series just because it's a lot of good racing. Prime's done a great job with the tracks and the setups, and he's had some health issues, so we've kind of filled in, to help him out, keep the thing running. So that's what we're doing and having the ball doing it.
Hey Josh, I took the Ultimate Garage Floor truck out there for a little spin earlier and was actually second in practice. I was pretty surprised about that, but it pushed a little bit to me. I got behind other trucks, and it seemed like I had a pretty good push, and that seemed to be all the way through the run that you could overpower the truck if you wasn't careful. Did you feel the same thing?
Yep, you've got to back up the corners, and it's tough to do. There's guys that love to dive into the turns hard, and it may get them some spots early. But after a handful of laps, it's going to get tighter and tighter, and you're going to have to back the turns up further and further. So kind of like a flat track or a short track, entering slow, exiting fast is the way to go with this setup. But you're right, it is a bit tight. You have to manage tires, and that's going to be the difference tonight.
Drivers,
We need to get you back down there, Josh. You guys are on the grid. Good
All right,
luck tonight.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you, Donnie, for putting this on. Ultimate Garage Floors.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Josh. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, Mark, it's pick'em time, bud. What do you think?
Man, I was talking in the chat lobby to some of the viewers who have tuned in tonight, and I told them that my pick tonight is Jeff Zupta.
That's a pretty good pick right there. He's starting second, and let's see where he was in practice. He was third in practice, starting second. That's not a bad pick. I tell you, a guy I've been keeping my eye on. I keep saying it, man. And this guy's going to be a super stud over here. Grant Wesley. I mean, this guy just has impressed me to no end. How this guy just stormed on the scene and is really a tremendous driver. He gives a lot of respect out there. And so I'm gonna pick him tonight. I'm gonna put him in the hot seat and see what he can do.
All right, so I'm going with Jeff. Trucks are rolling off pit road. Donnie is going with Grant Wesley. And just a quick update, Josh Metallic, like we said, came into the night 2 points ahead of Jeremy Jeffries with Robert Balcom only 8 markers out. And then you got Jerry Walters with an 18-point lead in the Challenger Series.
Yeah, you got a tight battle here tonight. The Robert Balcom's got 4 top 5s. Josh has got 3. When you go over top 10s, Jeremy Jeffries has got 5, and Josh Metallic's got 5 with Robert Balcom at 4. It's like they kind of flip-flop spots there on the top 5s and top 10s, but those guys seem to be the dominant trucks. But we'll see here tonight. This is one of them races, man. They're pushing. That bottom truck's going to push, and we're going to see what happens here.
It looks like we've got CRT Killa has chosen Chuck McClure for the win. And then we've got Joe Simpson also choosing Jeff Zupta.
Well, Chuck, I tell you what, Chuck's one of the best out here, and him and I are pretty good buddies, and he always asks me not to pick him, so I figured I'd do him a favor and not pick him. So here we go. We're going to come on down here to the green, and Herman's going to lead him to the green flag.
Yeah, good start for Herman there. He's going to lead him off into turn number 1. He's going to move up to that high side. Donnie, was that did that seem like the preferred line when you were out there, about the middle of the track?
I'd say about the middle if you had the preferred. The bottom's not too bad, but you really got to back up the corner.
And now Josh gets around Zupta. Now they're single file, so Metallic running second place.
And these guys are pretty smart. They're just going to settle in here. They're not going to get crazy. They're pretty smart drivers. They're going to use their heads and just ride. And they know they're not in the eye of the storm. The eye of the storm's back here about 10th to 20th, and that's where all the excitement's going to be. And these guys, like I say, they're just going to ease it out. And the best place to be is up here in the front.
I believe we had about 29 cars take the green flag here tonight. perhaps my count may be a little bit off. And look at this, Sean Prime, 4th place already.
Yeah, Sean's flying, man. He knows how to get around these things, and he'll be up to the front here before you know it. Tim and Oscar looking at the looking on the 43. They're looking low. Thinks better of it.
Yeah, Richard Martin there rounding out the top 5. He's got Tim Oscar right behind him, and then you see Brian Schilling in that number 4 car.
Your pick, Jeff Suta there. Just if you just watched there, he drove her down in there, and it didn't stick, and I think he's going to pay the price for that.
Great battle going on here between 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. That's allowing Richard Martin to close in on these guys. And it's also allowing Herman Reese to grab a little bit of a cushion there over 2nd.
Yeah, Herman, he likes to look up here in that rearview mirror and see this. See these guys back here battling, and he just pulls away. Watching a lot of these trucks are diving low, and then they're going straight to the wall. It's definitely got a push in it.
Yeah, it does look like my count was off. It was 28 trucks took the green flag tonight for the Breast Cancer Awareness 200. We want to give a shout out to Terry Bowman, Sean Prime, David Cannon, the owners over here at RTG for letting me come over here and do this, and obviously Donnie and Ultimate Garage Floors for putting on the broadcast, 5 broadcasts for the RTG drivers and fans.
And they got so much. I don't know. They got so much stability, and they've done such a great job that I feel like I need to give back and help these guys out, and proud to do it anytime they need it.
Here we go, Sean Prime, Jeff Zupta side by side for 3rd. Sean Prime on the inside. And right behind them, it looks like you got Brian Schilling and Timmy Novsker side by side for P6.
See, he's able to drive up there about halfway, and then his truck started pushing on there, and he had to get out of the gas. But now he's coming back because he's got the trucks behind him now.
Herman Reese is also in the points. He's out there leading this race right now. He was your pole sitter. He came into the night 4th in points, 28 markers back.
Wow, the 43 pushed the 15 down the backstretch.
But look at this. Jeff Zupta just able to maintain those runs on the high side, and Sean Prime can't get by him.
Yeah, that bottom is really wants to push bad on you. But he's got the numbers now, so he's able to get on by.
Richard Martin going to try and follow him through there, get by Jeff Zupta.
Tim gives him a little bump there. My bromance buddy.
Old Timmy Johnson. I see he's going to have a new paint job next year. They're going to have run a black Lowe's car.
Yeah, we got to make sure he has that.
Speaking of paint jobs, I want to give a shout out to your sponsor for providing the cold Monster energy drinks in the booth tonight.
Oh yeah, that's one of my other sponsors, Monster Energy, and great sponsor, man. They take good care of me.
All right, so Richard Martin gets by Zupta, and you still got Timmy Johnson, Brian Schilling side by side, P6. As Zupta with the crossover trying to get back on the low side of Richard Martin.
Oh!
Contact. Richard Martin, a little bit of wall contact. He's able to get it back down, hold on to it, but he's got Brian Ordo on his inside.
I tell you, don't look now, but Brian Schilling's starting to make a charge to the front.
Right behind them, they've got Robert Bolcom working the low side under Rusty Little, and they've got Chuck McClure behind them.
That Robert Balcom's one of the smartest drivers I've ever driven against. He'll sit back in 30th place if he feels it's the place to be, and then all of a sudden here he comes, and I mean he's gone, and that guy can drive to the front anytime he wants. A tremendous talent.
We've got now Sean Prime dropping back. He was right up there on Metallic's bumper, pressuring him.
Probably overdrive his truck there a little bit when he was battling with the 11. You can do that. You can overdrive it and heat these tires up. And I tell you one thing, it's not forgiven, and he's paying the price now for it.
Still got this battle going between Brian Schilling and Timmy Johnson. Now Brian Schilling falls in behind him, so Tim is going to take over 5th place.
Meanwhile, Herman Reese is just up there having a good old time up there in 1st place, and Josh is close 2nd there. And like I said, there's 2 guys, there's a reason why they got top 5s and top 10s kind of locked up. It's because they're smart drivers, and they know right now, it's time to ride. I've always said there's a time to race and there's a time to ride. And right now, you want to take positions if you can get them, but you don't want to force anything. You want to let it come to you, and that's what these 2 guys are doing. Tell you what, the 11 all over the 15 there. He just about got into him there coming off the corner.
I was talking to Sean Prime in the ring opening practice, and him and Terry Bowman. They were telling me that we're probably looking between 30 and 34 laps for green flat for fuel mileage. So that puts us, we're about halfway through a fuel run right now as we're coming to 15, lap 15 at the line.
They dropped off about a half a second right now on their lap times. They're losing about half a second.
Here we are riding in the cockpit with our points leader, Josh Metallic, sitting in 2nd place. You see Herman Reese in that Cadillac Escalade out in front, and then you see that bright pink RTG car driven by Sean Prime right behind him. This is, we'll take a lap around Kansas with Josh Metallic. Oh, we will not take a lap. Caution is out.
Go back here and see where we can find it.
So yeah, we're going to head over to the caution rewind screen real quick and see what happened.
About everybody on pit road.
Alright, here we are. We're back. Let's take a look at this replay. That, it did wrong button there. Try again. The 162 of Jay Shaw. It looks like him and Terry Bowman, some contact. Terry Bowman hard nose first into that outside wall. That despite moderate damage, that was a hard hit for the 69. Saved the Tata's Chevy Escalade back there, Cadillac Escalade, excuse me.
Herman Reese loses 2 spots on that pit stop. Josh stayed where he was, but Mr. Prime come off there leading.
We see Terry stayed out, so that my guess is Terry is claiming that caution. Man, I tell you what, I think I've got some internet gremlins tonight. I don't know what.
I don't know what that was.
It's kind of like some sticky buttons going on over here.
We're close to Halloween, so.
That's true, and like I said, we had a cold front move in here today, so it's 30 degrees. We got an inch of snow this morning. It ended up melting in the afternoon, but it's the weather definitely hasn't been pleasant today.
It should be in the 40s and 50s here in Virginia, and I think we were 90 today. It's some weird weather. I think that's why my allergies are if y'all can hear it out there in TV land, my allergies are tearing me up. But hey, I'll be there tomorrow night, so don't think I'm not going to be there.
Looks like Sean Prime is going to be our new race leader. Herman Reese in second. Josh Metallic going to be all the way back in fifth after entering pit road in second.
Hey, Mark, I got to give a shout out to a little buddy of mine out there. He says he's my biggest fan, and I believe him. And Lucas Sortzi out there in Woodstock, Virginia. I got to give a little shout out to him, and I told him I'd say hi to him on the next time we did a broadcast. So I'm saying hi, my little buddy, and also his sister Faith. I got to say hi to her too. She acts like she don't like me, but I think she does. But I just want to give a shout out to him. They're lining them up too wide here. We were about halfway through a fuel run there, and didn't look like nobody was willing to take 2 tires, was it?
No, I would. I think that far into a fuel run, I probably would have taken 2 tires as well. We'll see if anybody tries 2 tires later on in this race. I would watch that number 4 truck, Brian Schilling. I've often seen him take 2 tires.
Yeah, Brian's pretty good at saving tires, and he's one of them tire guys. And I never was. I'm a Charger, and that's the way I drive. And I'm sure the YouTube thing's lighting it up there as I say that. But I never was one to hold back, and I want to go 110% every lap. And I'm kind of like Ryan Newman. I'm hard to get by.
Well, here we go. The pace cars are going to pull off. We're going to go back to green flag racing here. It's going to be lap number 20. So we have 102 laps to go here in the Breast Cancer 200, live from Kansas Speedway on RollingThunderGaming.com.
All right, green's up in the air. Here we go. Sean Prime leading them down there, turn 1.
Good start for Josh Metallic. He's going to pull up next to Herman Reese. He's going to get by it. Here comes Brian Schilling. He's going to try and take over third. Oh, and it looks like cautions breed caution. The caution comes right back out.
Looks like the 08 truck of Glenn Harris.
Alright, we're going to head over to the caution rewind screen once again. Let's go see if we can find this replay.
Well, I won't back down.
Here we go, taking a look at the replay. We see the number 8, Glenn Harris. He's got the 31, Jerry Walters, right behind him.
Looked like he just come off the wall there a little bit and just kind of come down and maybe didn't know he was there and just barely touched him. But that's all it takes.
Looks like he's able to keep it off all of the walls. He's just going to need 4 fresh tires. He'll be good to go. Glenn Harris is in 4th in points in that Challenger Series that Jerry Walters is leading. So now, since they only ran 1 lap, I don't think many people are going to pit, and if they do, I don't suspect they're going to take any tires.
I think if I was towards the back here, I'd come in and at least get some gas.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Didn't see any takers on that one. .43 comes in. Several cars come in. Several trucks come in there. Doug Cady, Grant Wesley, my pick for tonight. He's he's just biding his time, you know.
Let's see if we can get a word from one of these drivers while we're under caution here. Jeff Zupta in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Hey Jeff, how you doing? How's your race going?
So far so good. So everybody's being a little aggressive tonight.
TV races always do that, I guess.
Yeah.
So Jeff, you had reached out to me earlier in the week about playing a video for a friend of yours. I do not have that set up to go tonight. I'm definitely going to have it set up to go Wednesday night. But I wanted to give you a chance to come in here and tell us about your friend.
Well, he's been part of the NASCAR 2003 community for a long time. He painted my cars back 2004 when I was running in a DMP, which is Dale Juniors League, and he was painting my cars and Dale's cars that he ran. And I've been running his stuff. This Gas Monkey car is basically something he came up with that I'm driving right now. But yeah, he recently told me that he's battling stage 3 gastric cancer and he's undergoing chemo. I just got an update that he's doing pretty good on the chemo, so not out of the woods, but it's kind of working for him. But I just kind of, out of respect for everything he's done for me and for everybody else, everybody's seen his work at Mass Graphics before. If you've ever visited that site, his cars are the ones that are on the front page, that 24 car. But this is just my tribute to him for everything he's done and as a friend. And his name is Tucknut. I'm sure some of you have heard of him.
All right, well, we appreciate it. I'm sure he appreciates it. And like I said, I do have that video downloaded, and I will be playing that in Wednesday night's broadcast. I promise. We'll let you get back in the booth though, as you guys are about to go green. And thanks for putting that video together. That we'll see Wednesday, and good luck with the rest of your race tonight.
Thanks, and Donnie, I want to thank you for the sponsorship, Ultimate Garage Floors. I'm definitely going to check that out when I'm done racing tonight.
I appreciate that, bud. Yeah, well, you guys deserve it, man. You're all great guys, and the video that you put on there just shows you how much we care about the community that we race in, and we're a little tight group. And like I always say, we might argue a little bit, but we always take care of each other at the end of the day.
All right, guys, have a good night. Thanks.
All right, good luck to you out there.
All right, here we go. Sean Prime has chosen the inside. Josh Metallic going to be on the outside. It's going to be lap number 25 when we take the green flag again. Green flag is out.
Those guys in the back took those. I saw some of those guys come in, take on 4 tires, and put on more fuel. And see towards the end of this run, these guys go in and start pitting, and caution comes out. It could change everything.
You see Sean Prime able to get up there in front of Josh Metallic, jump out to the lead. Everybody else is too wide as far as you can see.
Yeah, and Prime will just drive away if that stays that way. He'll just be able to drive straight away. And he'll watch these lines too, and he'll pull one, then he'll pull down, pull the other, and that's kind of the way. It's almost like Super Speedway driving here.
Here we go. That is right there is that number 11 Gas Monkey Chevy Silverado that Jeff Zupta was talking about, courtesy of Tucknut, and we do have a video that Jeff made for Tucknut. We will play that in Wednesday night's live broadcast, probably either before or after the Aero 88 race Wednesday night. Brian Schilling fading back on that high side. Jeff Zupta, Timmy Nosker trying to get by him on the low side.
Tim thinking 3 wide there for a second.
Brian Ordo coming into the picture again. Brian Ordo having a really good run tonight. He's been up here in the top 7 all night.
Yeah, silently just riding along, biding his time, and he's pretty good about that.
You still see Robert Bolcom, Chuck McClure, though, right there in 8th and 9th. Just silently within striking distance.
Oh, yeah. Those guys, those two are really good at saving tires, and don't be surprised they won't be up there in a couple laps.
Now here comes Brian Ordo, going to try and follow Timmy Johnson underneath Brian Schilling. Robert Bolcom, it looks like he's going to try and get to that hole before it closes. Robert Bolcom running a special pink Menards paint scheme here tonight in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Donnie, I'm sure you're a fan of the Tatas.
Absolutely.
Sean Prime still your race leader. Josh Metallic second.
Brian Schilling starting to slip back here a little bit with Ordo passing him, and Balcom's looking to take advantage of it as well as Chuck McClure.
Looking at timing and scoring, you see Jay Shaw, Terry Bowman. They're about 6 seconds off of the pace. Like I said, I believe they got heavy damage in that first caution.
Brian Schilling trying to hang tough out there, but the numbers are just too many. There's 4 of them against him, and they're just easing right on by him.
So there we go. Robert Bolcom gets by, takes over P6. Chuck McClure trying to come through there. Jeremy Jeffries, second place in points, also with that pink Monster Energy truck trying to come through there as well. There's the 72, Jim Glaude, the 15, Sean Kerrigan. A lot of big names in this field tonight. Still all 28 cars on the lead lap. We'll see for how long, as we do have a couple trucks that are way off the pace.
Yeah, this is a star pack race, and there's a lot of stars in this field, and a lot of these guys they'll sit back there in the back and just try to win it on fuel. They'll lift early, try to pick up 1 or 2, 3 laps during a run, and sometimes that pays off. And these things don't always end the way they start.
If you're keeping track, we went green on lap number 25. We're looking at 30 to 34 laps on fuel. So somewhere around lap 55, if we stay green, we'll probably see pit stops begin. Look at that. We were talking to Sean Prime during first practice, and he was saying that he's under the weather. He's missed a lot of time this year. Wasn't sure if he was going to race tonight, and you told him that once he got out there on the track and the adrenaline kicked in, he would be fine.
Yeah, it's like I say, I barely could talk all day today, and I'm in here now. I'm watching my buddies, and the adrenaline's kicked in, and I'm feeling good. So he's the same way. Anything that's ailing him, he's just forgot about it. Right now it's just about staying out front, and you forget about all your ails. And he's one of the best out there. I don't need to say that, but everybody knows. Sean is definitely one of the best, and he's just out there running his race.
Now, Donnie, let's talk about the Ric Flair. I don't know if you saw this or not. I know you were aware that he had been in the hospital, was looking pretty grave, and ended up coming out of it. And now, I want to say I heard last week that now he's going around promoting his book, and apparently he claims to have slept with over 10,000 women or something like that.
I have. I mean, he has. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure of it. He's come here to our area a lot, and I got a couple of my buddies that are big wrestling guys, and they've taken him out after some matches, and they say he acts exactly like he does. When he's wrestling, he acts exactly like that in real life.
He doesn't. He seems like the kind of guy who he doesn't know how to slow down.
No, he's definitely a partier.
I've heard he's been a little more cautious since the latest health scare, though.
Yeah, he needs to. He didn't look too good after this one. I tell you, we lost a great comedian this week too with Ralphie Maydine, one of my favorite comedians, and he's definitely going to be missed. I've seen him in person several times, and I tell you one thing, one of the funniest guys out there, and it's sad that we lost him this week.
And we've got a new race leader. Josh Metallic gets by Sean Prime. Jeff Zupta trying to follow him through.
Yeah, Sean's the kind of guy, he'll get out there and lead a few laps, and he'll be like, you know what, let me get back in the pack here a little bit and save some tires, and that's just how he drives. And he's not an attention hog, and he don't need to lead all the laps. He just wants to lead the last one. So I think he's just sitting back there biding his time. I think he probably gave that up on purpose.
And now here comes Timmy Johnson putting some pressure on the 15.
Tim's getting a little side to side there, warp. Not too bad, but he's moving around a little bit.
Oh, and look at this. We didn't even see this happen. Well, there's the 8 of Jeremy Jeffries. He's cracked the top 5. Jeremy Jeffries came into the night only 2 points behind Josh Metallic. Josh is out there leading. So Jeremy Jeffries, he needs to get up there and get by Josh if he can, if he has any hopes of gaining any ground tonight. And it looks like he may go low on Timmy Johnson here.
Yeah, he won't do things too crazy. If he's got the truck, he'll go forward. If not, he'll just sit there and ride for a while. As Timmy, just about got him there coming off the corner. Woo, that was a slide job.
It was, but now look at the crossover. No, Timmy just didn't have the run for it.
Now, the 8 went flying down into that corner. He's probably going to pay on the way off here. So he's got the push.
And here comes Robert Bolcom. He's going to try getting by Timmy as well. Bolcom came into the night 8 points behind Josh Metallic. Meanwhile, up front, there's Terry Bowman. Josh Metallic has caught him, and he's looking at going a lap down. Terry going to stay high here. It's Jeremy Jeffries going by Sean Prime for 3rd. They're going to be 3 wide.
Ooh, Terry bounced off the wall there. Almost come down into Prime there.
Jeremy's still working that low side. Another lapper, Jay Shaw, coming into the picture. So there we go. Jeremy takes over 3rd place.
Now Sean has no reason has no choice but to jump in there behind him.
Well, I think Sean wanted to. I think Sean let off. I don't think he wanted to go 3 wide with a lapper again.
I tell you, Mark, I've been driving online for 20 years, 21 years now, and I will tell you, I don't want to make his head swell up too big, but at Robert Balcom, I would put him in the top 5 of the smoothest drivers of all time. I've been racing with that guy for years, and I think he's one of the smoothest drivers that I've ever raced against.
A lot of great racing here, and look at this. Here comes Jeremy Jeffries on the low side of Jeff Zupta, trying to take 2nd place.
Got a little push there.
Man, I tell you what, Jeremy Jeffries is coming in a hurry.
Yeah, I was watching him there on the start of that when we had the restart there, and he drove for 4 or 5 laps there and never really went anywhere. And I think what he was doing was just heating his tires up the right way and not overcooking them. And it pays off if you can, if you can do that. It'll definitely pay off into the center of the runs.
Oh, car down on the apron there. Perhaps coming off a pit road, I think.
I believe it was.
Yeah, we should see green flag pit stops start probably within the next 2 to 4 laps here.
Those guys that come in there and topped off. Now this is where they're going to shine, because what'll happen is these guys are starting to run out of fuel and need tires. Those guys may have an extra 2-3 laps, and all it takes is one caution, and next thing you know, they're at the front of the field.
I think that was Manny Diaz that we saw coming off a pit road there. I know it shows Manny Diaz has gone 2 laps down. I could be wrong, but I think that was him.
He may have gotten into the wall or something like that, and just losing so much time he wouldn't need to go ahead and pit.
Closing in on lap 50. Let's see who's run the fastest lap tonight. As Jeremy Jeffries, it might be him, as he's looking at taking the lead from Josh Metallic, and he will. Maybe. Here comes Josh back out on the high side. And no, it's actually the 102 of Rusty Little, the fastest lap of the night so far. Followed by Rusty Little and Tim Nosker, the only 2 trucks to hit the 31-second range.
I tell you, I do the replay analysis, and I can always tell when I've had a good night, because I'm usually way back in the speed charts, because when you're out front, you got all those cars behind you, getting your draft, and those cars towards the center of the pack typically will run the fastest laps of the night. It won't be the guys out front, so that's usually what happens there. It's always a surprise.
Timmy's gotten by Jeff. Now Robert Bolcom working the low side of the 11, trying to take over P6.
We've went long enough now that the good trucks are going to show up, and the ones that were just fresh tires are going to start slipping back through the field now.
Oh no, our points leader Josh Metallic gets washed up out of the preferred line, and now he's dropping back to 4th as he's got his buddy Timmy on the inside.
Wasn't too long ago we were talking about Brian Schillen up there in 4th or 5th place. He's dropped back to 14th. That's just a sign of just overdriving your truck too early, and you'll pay for it at the end of these runs.
Yeah, we've got some comers and goers. It looks like our race leader Jeremy Jeffries, he's a comer, and right now Brian Schilling is a goer as he is drifting to the back.
I'm sure he's on the radio screaming for tires.
And look at this, Robert Bolcom thinking about looking low on Timmy.
This is the part of the race, like I said, I've got so much respect for that guy, Robert. Speaking of Robert Bolcom, this is where he shines. This part of the run is where this guy I'm telling you, he just looks like Superman. And this is where he makes up all his spots, is this part of the run.
Oh, and look at this. Tim's going to get a push from Robert Bolcom.
I think Tim pulled down there and put the block on him.
I don't know. They may be working together to get by Sean Prime here. Sean it's not easy to pass that 15 truck. He's very fast. And we are on lap 52. So be prepared for some green flag pit stops here.
Pit road was pretty treacherous coming in there under green. You really got to slow up early to get it in there correctly.
Meanwhile, Jeremy Jeffries almost a 1 second lead now. As these guys are all battling behind him, he's pulling away. That's going to give him a little bit of a gap. He'll have some... it'll be easier for him to get on pit road without pressure on his rear bumper. Donnie, how, I know you do a lot of Talladega on Thursday nights. How stressful and nerve-wracking is it when you have a bunch of guys breathing down your neck at 200 miles an hour and you're all about to try getting on pit road?
I tell you what, they come from every direction when we do it, and you just got to be ready for it. Robert Bolcom coming in. So is Sean Prime.
Jeremy Jeffries.
Wow. Wow, 2 vehicles passed Balcom coming in there. We got to check them too to see about black flags there. They come in pretty hot.
So our race leader hits pit road. Tim Nosker now your race leader. That's going to be his first bonus point of the night.
Sean Prime and Josh Metallic come in extremely hot there.
Look at this, Grant Wesley up here in 3rd place now as green flag pit stops are underway. And now all of these guys are going to pull off and pit. Looks like they all get in clean. That looks like that's going to turn the race lead over to the number 6 of Wiley Coe. And listen to this. Do you hear that? The number 6 is clutching.
Wow.
All the way through the corner, saving fuel.
Yeah, I mean, if you can pick up an extra couple laps, I mean, like I say, this thing's going to wind out, and there's going to be maybe a caution here or there. And, you can win this thing on fuel mileage. You could be not seen all night, and, 2 or 3 laps to go, and these guys start peeling off. Bam, here you come.
And I apologize, that is not the 6 of Wiley Coe. That's the 006 of Zach Freemau, and he is on pit road now. And it looks like this is going to turn the lead back over to Jeremy Jeffries once it cycles through. We'll wait and see. But yeah, that was Zach Freemau clutching, stayed out an extra lap and grabbed a bonus point there. As well as the 12, Lance Muntsgaard. He stayed out, led a lap there. And no, look at this. So Tim Nosker is ahead of Jeremy Jeffries. After green flag pit stops.
I'm looking down through the standings here, and Brian Schillen is right there with Herman Reese and Robert Balcom. Brian must have maybe took 2 tires or something.
Still waiting on timing and scoring to finish updating here. Green flag pit stop cycling through for the first time tonight. We had two early cautions around lap number 20, but we've been clean and green ever since. As we are closing in on the halfway point of this race, just a couple more laps. We saw Glenn Harris coming off of pit road. He had stayed out a couple extra laps. So yeah, now I really believe it's going to be Timmy as your leader. And it is. Tim Nosker is your race leader. Jeremy Jeffries 2nd. Look at that. Herman Reese up to 3rd after green flag pit stop. Balcom 4th. Schilling 5th. Sean Prime dropped all the way back to 7th.
Wow, I know Brian Schillen was running 14th right there before those pit stops. Now, what he might have done, he may have dropped back there, and he may have ran a whole fuel run there during practice. I don't know how fast you can change the 4 tires and still need gas, but he may have got his 4 tires and not needed as much gas. Maybe he needed a gallon less, and that's what it does to you on the track. It will make up spots for you quickly.
Well, and what happened to Josh Metallic? He's back in 21st, 27 seconds back.
Well, I said when he come on pit road there, he was coming on pretty hot. He dove under Balcom and just went by him like he was sitting still. So I got a feeling Josh might have got a drive-through.
So tough break for our points leader, Josh Metallic, in the back now. He's going to need a caution. As we are at the halfway point of this race, and so that means, as always, on Pony Express Broadcast Network, we like to do a little salute to all of our veterans out there. Tonight we're going to be rolling the Angel Flight clip as requested by Terry Bowman for a friend of his. And so on behalf of Pony Express Broadcast and everybody else, thank you to all of our veterans out there. We hope you are enjoying the show. We hope you enjoy this veteran salute. And we will be back in just a few minutes.
Andrews Tower, good morning. Angel Flight Bravo 02 ready for takeoff. Angel Flight Bravo 02, you're number 1 for takeoff. Runway 25, get them home, boys.
All I ever wanted to do was fly, leave this world and live in the sky. I let the C-130 out of Fort Worth town. I go up some days I don't wanna come down. Well, I fly that plane, call the angel flight. Come on, brother, you're with me tonight. Between heaven and earth, you're never alone. On the angel flight, come on, brother, I'm taking you home. I love my family and I love this land, but tonight this flight's for another man. We do what we do 'cause we heard the call. Some gave a little, but he gave it all. I fly that plane, call the angel flight. And come on, brother, you're with me tonight. Brother, you're with me tonight. Between heaven and earth, you're never alone. On the angel flight, come on, brother, I'm taking you home. Come on, brother, I'm taking you home. Well, the cockpit's quiet and the stars are bright. Feels kinda like church in here tonight. It don't matter where we touch down. On the angel flight, it's sacred ground. When I fly that plane, call the angel flight. Got a hero riding with us tonight. Between heaven and earth, you're never alone. On the angel flight, come on, brother, I'm taking you home. Come on, brother, I'm taking you home. Come on, brother, I'm taking you home. Come on, brother, I'm taking you home.
Commercial Tower, good afternoon, Angel Flight Bravo 02, security on 5 miles. Angel Flight Bravo 02, you're number 1 for landing, welcome home.
And we are back. Timmy Johnson, still your race leader, about half a second ahead of Jeremy Jeffries and, Robert Bolcom now up to P2 in front of Jeremy Jeffries and Grant Wesley. Your pick to win up here running in the top 4, and Brian Schilling up in the top 5. Some of these guys made up a lot of ground on green flag pit stops.
Oh yeah, and also I was running down the pit road there while we was on break, and Zupta, I think, got a black flag, as well did the 39 of Josh Metallic, and they're running back in 18th and 19th right now.
So
pretty close to one lap down.
So our points leader Josh Metallic back there in 20th. You got Robert Bolcom and Jeremy Jeffries up here running 2nd and 3rd, a chance to make up a lot of ground, as well as Herman Reese up here in 3rd place.
And my guy there, Grant Wesley, my pick for tonight, he's up in 4th and just doing his thing. You know, he's just biding his time. He reminds me of a young Robert Bolcom. Very cagey, just smooth on the wheel, and he just puts himself in a nice, easy position. It sits there until it's time to go. And you know, as we wind down to towards the end of this race here, you're starting to see the cream rise to the top.
Look at this. Jeremy Jeffries looking low on Robert Bolcom for second place. Grant Wesley going to try and follow him through that hole. Meanwhile, where is, I was just about to say, where is Sean Prime gone? Looks like he's back there in P7, about a second and a half back.
Yeah, I checked into Sean's pits there a while ago, and he slid the nose. Yeah, I talked to his crew chief there a while ago, and he said that if this thing goes green, fuel is going to be an issue towards the end of this run.
So Jeremy Jeffries, Grant Wesley both get by Robert Balcom. You got Brian Schilling right there rounding out the top 5, and Herman Reese right behind him.
I can tell you, I know what Robert's doing. Again, one of the smoothest drivers. I hate to keep saying it, but he's biding his fuel right now. He knows he's going to back his lap times up, and he's smart enough to do calculations in his head while he's driving, and he's saving fuel. I mean, that's exactly what he's doing. He's rolling the center of these corners, and he's going to try to back that fuel up and go as far as he can. Again, he's a smart, cagey guy.
So Donnie, I meant to ask you, and maybe you know the answer to this question, maybe you don't. The number 16 truck, Devin McClure, is he any relation to Chuck?
Absolutely, yeah, that's Chuck's son. Chuck actually works on a NASCAR team. I want to say it's AJ Allmendinger's team, and he races with us on Tuesday nights every once in a while. And we wanted him to race on Thursdays, but he's usually heading towards the track at that point, and so we don't get to race with him on Thursday. But I tell you what, he's a good little driver. He's come a long way in a short period of time.
So Devin McClure, son of Chuck McClure. Richard Martin's son also runs sometimes, right?
Yes, he does. Yeah, that's Devin, or his son. We call him A. It's shit.
We see Terry Bowman going I believe a second or third lap down there. Terry Bowman, heavy damage from that first caution of the race on lap number 20.
I run up and down pit road here, and all these guys are about 2 laps short for the end of this race.
That may be why we still see some of these guys further back not really pushing it to get to the front. They're probably trying to figure out how to save 2 laps of fuel.
And you can do it. I mean, this is you still got enough time. You still got enough laps. If you can do a lot of clutching, really roll the center of these corners, you definitely can make up 2 laps.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw Zach Freemau out there clutching, go an extra lap, grab a bonus point. And he's still up here in P8, only 2 seconds behind the leader. So Zach Freemau, I would have to say, as far as I know, may be in the best situation fuel mileage wise.
I'm riding along with Robert Balcom here, and he's definitely clutching through the corners. I can hear it, and he's dropped off almost a second a lap.
Riding along right behind Grant Wesley's truck here. This is our new drone camera. It flies behind the truck and gives you a good view of what's upcoming. You see Jeremy Jeffries and Timmy Johnson right there in front of Grant Wesley, and you see some lappers strung out in front of them. Could definitely be lap traffic. Could definitely come into play at the end of this race.
Oh yeah, you catch them at the wrong spot, and you can it definitely can play havoc with you. A lot of these guys will run, and they'll end up in these positions of where they're at. The guys up front are going to be like, you know what, I'm here. I might as well just go on and fly as fast as I can and hope for a caution. And then they're in a good spot, where some of these guys in the back are hoping for a green flag. It really just depends on where you're at this point of the race as to what you're going to do. Do you want to drive forward, or do you want to lay back because of where you're at? A lot of these guys are taking advantage of that.
In fact, that was Devin McClure going a lap down there. And it looks like we have our first truck out of the race. Richard Martin has retired. Meanwhile, it looks like, where is he? Josh Metallic 28, or excuse me, 18th. Josh Metallic 18th, he is next in line to get lapped by his buddy Timmy Johnson here. And Jeff Zupta is the next one in front of Josh Metallic, so...
Yeah, they're definitely hoping for a caution right now. It's going to benefit those guys. And, you know, you can see them maybe go in and take on 2 tires or maybe even stay out, you know, at that point. A little late in the run for that, but, you know, maybe 2 tires.
Here we go. Only 29 laps to go. Excuse me, 39 laps to go. As you see, Jeffries and Wesley closing in on Tim Nofsker here. We've got about it's pretty much an 8-car breakaway, and then you got a gap until you get back to a few more cars, and but we also have a big gaggle of guys who are about 20 to 28 seconds back who are all going to go a lap down and potentially finish there if we don't see a caution here within the next few laps.
Yeah, if Josh stays back there where he's at, it's going to really shake East points up. It's going to bring a lot of those guys back there in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th position. It's going to really bring them up into the forefront.
Yeah, if Josh finishes outside of the top 15, right now it's looking like he will not be the points leader anymore, as Jeremy Jeffries is challenging Timmy on the outside for the lead.
Grant Wesley will sit there and watch him, and he'll be ready to pounce when the time comes.
And there we go. Jeremy Jeffries makes the pass on the high side. New race leader. And as they run, new points leader, the number 8 of Jeremy Jeffries. There's Jay Shaw in the 162. They're going to go by him, put him a lap down.
Yeah, this is where Grant's got to be careful not to slide the nose coming off the corner there and slide up into him.
Yeah, this cold weather, it's definitely affecting our timing and scoring tonight. We keep having little hiccups with it. But luckily the cameras are still rolling. We're still up here on the leader, Jeremy Jeffries, with Timmy and Grant behind him.
Then you got that old KZ veteran, Robert Balkin back there. I can see his nose dive as he's going through the corners there where he's lifting. And he is a master at saving fuel. And like I say, if this thing goes all the way, it'll be interesting to see who runs out of gas and who keeps going.
Looking at timing and scoring, it looks like Jeremy Jeffries is gaining about half a second a lap on Josh Metallic, as Jeff Zupta just made his pit stop. So he's going to go a lap or maybe even 2 laps down. But Jeff Zupta going with a short pit here. Some different strategy.
Yeah, it was a little strange call there on his part. I kind of maybe like to get in his head there and find out why he did that.
Well, 30. Oh, and Jeremy Jeffries going to do the same thing. And Timmy. Both of them sideways on entry there. Oh, wow. Look at Sean Prime in the grass. Sean Prime way too hot in pit entry. And that's the kind of thing that happens when you're under the weather. You know, it's the little parts of the race, or what you think are little parts of the race, that require reaction time. You know, getting on the brakes, trying to get on pit road there. Sean Prime under the weather, he was just not able to get it woed up in time there.
I'll tell you what, as someone who drives, in a lot of these races, I want to tell you the competition here is it's fierce, and you got to take every inch you can get, every moment of that race, because if you don't, someone else will. And I tell you, it's in all my racing years, I've never seen a group of guys that's just so close in talent. It's just amazing.
Here we go. We're watching Herman Reese, our pole sitter, as he heads down to that number 1 pit spot selection. Right tires are on, left tire is going on now. Great stop for the 59 as Robert Bolcom's going to come off right behind him.
Sean must have got a black flag on that. He's coming back in.
Yeah, I suspected that was probably going to be the case for the 15. Sean is not running for points, as we documented. He has missed a handful of races this year, so he's just out here to have fun, and it looks like he's having fun out there.
Robert Balkham's fell 12 seconds off the pack, and I've been listening to him here for the last 10 or so laps, and he is really clutching it, and he's dropped his pace off. He's down
caution!
Oh wow!
Glenn Harris, Jim Glaude, wrecking.
Got a lot of cars getting away around here.
Alright, so we're going to shoot the camera over to the pace car. We're going to head over to caution rewind screen and get you a replay of this wreck, because it's going to take a minute for these guys to get their positions sorted out anyway. So let's go get you a replay.
No, I won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. No, I'll stand my ground. Won't be turned around. And I'll keep this world from dragging me down. Gonna stand my ground.
Alright, here we are taking a look at the replay. We're looking at the 08 Glenn Harris. I think I said it was Jim Glaude. There's Brian Ordo going by. Oh, contact. Brian Ordo goes around, and Glenn Harris collected. Glenn Harris. Wow, what a ride. Yeah, so I misspoke. It was not Jim Glaude. It was Brian Ordo. And Glenn Harris. Contact. Caution out here with just under 30 laps to go.
Looks like Josh is back on the lead lap here, I believe.
It looks like Jeremy Jeffries is definitely your race leader here. And with less than 30 to go, he's not going to pit. Everybody is good on fuel. But yeah, Jeremy Jeffries, your race leader. It looks like Zach Freemau may be in second after all of that fuel savings. So we're waiting now to see. We still need some more timing and scoring to catch up, and we're gonna have potentially some waiver rounds and a lucky dog. So just bear with us as we run these caution laps and get everything sorted out on the track. Want to say thanks to our viewers who are tuning in and watching the Breast Cancer 200 tonight at Rolling Thunder Gaming, presented by Ultimate Garage Floors, and Donnie Garrett, who is in the booth with me, and Mike Scott over in TV land saying yes, Devin is Chuck's son and he worked in NASCAR. How do I get that job, Donnie?
Man, I'd like to have it. I want to be a driver. I don't want to work, in the pits. I want to be a driver, bud.
Well, I want to be a driver too, but I would settle for any. I would sweep the pit stalls if that's what they offer me. Just not for Kyle Busch.
I like Kyle. I'm a big Kyle fan. I actually, through my garage flooring company, I met the Marses, which is they live in Great Falls, Virginia, right outside of Washington, and actually have done some work for them at their house. And I talked to Mrs. Mars about Kyle, and she loves him. And she said that she's driven in the car with him around the racetrack. She's waved the green flag, and like when she was telling me this, it was like like nothing. It was like me going to McDonald's, for her. And I'm thinking, my God, that's the greatest thrill ever. And for her, it was no big deal. But I told her, I said, I've been doing online racing for about 20 years, and I'm ready for a shot. Is there anything you can do for me? And she just laughed.
Mike says Devin works at JTG Racing. So what do you think about this season that Martin Truex is having? I mean, 6 wins.
I tell you, it's amazing, the help he's getting from Gibbs. I think it's Gibbs that helped them. And
The Toyotas.
It's so many surprises with him. Matt Kenseth just kind of fallen off the radar. It's just a weird year. And but Truex has always been a talent, man. Truex is a good driver. He's a guy that deserves to be in a top-notch ride. But it goes to show you that you can make your ride a top-notch ride if you're a good enough driver.
See, and Truex has always been on my radar, ever since the early days, because he was a sim racer with Dale Jr.
Say that again, Mark. I'm sorry.
I said Truex has always been on my radar ever since the early days, back when he was sim racing with Dale Jr.
Yeah. One time I heard a story Dale Jr. told that they were racing in a nationwide race or whatever you want to call it. And Junior got on his radio and said, "Hey, go over to Martin's spotter and tell him BR, and he'll know what you're talking about." Which that's Brian Ring, which the grip's on the top. And Martin, went back and said, "Yeah, tell him I know exactly what he's talking about." And them two hooked up and finished 1-2 in that race.
Yeah, those guys have always been good buddies, and it's good to see Truex having the luck, or good to see him having. I won't say luck, because obviously he's talented. It's good to see him having the run that he is. And look at this. I believe we're about to have a third in the booth. Mike Scott in the booth. Mike, you got a copy?
Mike Scott. Mike Scott, you with us? He's a little camera shy.
Yes, I'm here.
There's Mike Scott. Lights are out on the pace car. We're going to go back to green flag racing here. Lap number 97. Jeffries on the inside. Zach Freemau on the outside. Mike, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine, gentlemen. How are y'all?
Pretty good. Good to have you up here, man. A lot going on over at the ECT land.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We got a lot going on. We are continuing. We got the 15th annual Halloween 500 coming up, and all the sign-ups. We're getting sign-ups, and we're hoping to get a whole lot more, and we're hoping to get your name on there, Donnie, and a whole bunch more.
It should be on there. I signed up the other day, but I've won that race before.
I know that too, and so have I.
I plan on making it too.
Yeah, it should be a good race. We got some good sign-ups. The number of sign-ups is starting to get up there, and we're getting some commitments and everything, and it's shaping up to be a really good race. We may not have a full field, but the people we are going to have, they're going to be stout.
We're back to green here. Robert Balcom's coming through the field here pretty good.
Zach Freemau getting railroaded on that high side. Herman Reese pulls up to second. Balcom trying to take over third, and here comes Grant Wesley. Yeah, not sure what's going on with that 006 of Zach Freemau, but he did not a good run on the high side. As here comes Robert Balcom, perhaps.
Caution.
Caution.
Got a
Three cautions.
Mike, you've been watching the race the whole time?
I've been watching bits and pieces of it. I've been doing some paperwork I've been having to do with some personal stuff and everything, but I've been watching it every now and then.
Who you like out there tonight?
Oh, Lord.
You can't pick Chuck.
No, I know that. I know Grant's strong. I know him, and I know Jeremy's strong. It's gonna be hard to get around Jeremy.
We're gonna head over the caution rewind screen real quick. Let's see what happened.
Stand my ground, and I won't back down.
are taking a look at the replay. It looks like it's going to involve the 12 of Lance Munskard. Oh, it actually looks like it started in front of them. Rusty Little, Jim Gloud, some contact. And then that collects Sean Prime, Chuck McClure, Sean Kerrigan. Oh, Jeff Zupta gets hammered at the end. A lot of cars. This was the big one of the night.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have a point shake-up tonight.
So, Mike, Chuck McClure, he's a ECT guy. We were just talking about his son, Devin McClure. Perhaps you can tell us a little bit more about him.
Well, Devin, he used to sim race a lot with us and everything, and Devin was always asking me, because I've been up in NASCAR, and everything, and I used to be a spotter, and he was trying to, and he wanted to break into it because that was his passion, and you could just hear it in his voice. That's his passion. He wants to work in NASCAR. He don't care if it's sweep the floors, clean the bathrooms, whatever it takes, and he got in a school, and I believe it was the 5-off, 5-on by Jeff Hammond school. Great school to learn from, and they do really good job placements, and they placed him with I think they placed him in ARCA team, and I can't remember which one it was, be off the bat, and he got recommended to some other teams. Then he went to Roush Racing, and he was on the Trevor Bain crew for a while on there, and then he went to the AJ Allmendinger car. We went to the 47 Kroger car, and now he is with JTT Jordy, and I can't remember exactly what car he's with, but he's been the underneath front suspension, the underneath rear suspension guy. He's been the inside the car guy, because each part of the car has got a certain guy that has to do stuff, and he is doing he's doing anything he can. He's making good. He's doing good. I am very proud of him. He said living his dream, and he realizes his dream is good, but he has got to do a lot of work. A lot of people don't realize there's a lot more work. There's a lot more work in that dream job out there than fans realize.
Well, Mike, if you got any driving connections, I'd love to drive an ARCA car at Talladega one time. I mean, I'm just saying.
I can understand you. The only car that I've ever been in, I got into one at Kentucky Speedway. We were up there testing the old NASCAR Elite Series, and they were allowing the teams to let their crew, get in. And that's back when I was a whole lot skinnier, and I got to get in, the car, and I was turning decent laps.
Here we go, green flag coming back out. Jeffries and Herman Reese on the front row.
I tell you, a guy that's made a tremendous. Sorry, Mark. The guy's made a tremendous recovery is Josh Metallic up to 9th place.
Yep, 20 laps to go. He could still climb his way up to the front there. As somebody who is not having a good night would be, we saw Zupta and Prime and several others involved in that last caution. 20 laps to go when we took the green flag. Jeremy Jeffries out front. Robert Bolcom second, and look at this. Cautions breed caution.
Oh, it's a big crash on the backstretch. Huge.
All right, we're going to head straight to the caution rewind then and go get you a replay. Here we are taking a look at the replay. They head off into turn 1 and 2. I mean, they literally just started. And it looks like the 8 just pushes up into the 17. The 11, the 28, the 710, the 15, both 15s. about 6-7 cars involved with this, so another tough break for Jeff Zupta and Sean Prime.
Well, I guess the curse for you is continued, Mark.
Yeah, now I feel bad for picking Jeff Zupta to win. Definitely not working out for him here tonight. Still time to recover. Going to be about 15 laps to go once we take the green flag again. Meanwhile, look at this. Josh Metallic picked up 2 more spots. He's in P7. But Jeremy Jeffries and Robert Bolcom are running 1 and 2, and so they would still close that points gap as they run right now.
Yeah, you won't see holding back now. There'll be no giving and taking. It's going to be all taken, and these guys are going to be going after it pretty hard up here towards the front. I'll tell you a guy that right there in 7th place, Josh Metallic, might be the benefactor of these guys get to racing pretty hard up front here.
Let's see if we can get a word from one of these guys.
Let's get old Grant Wesley up here.
Well, look at that. You called that one. Grant Wesley in the booth. Grant, how you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Hey Grant, I don't want to tell you this now, but I picked you for tonight. I've told everybody out there in TV land how much you've been impressing me over the last several months with your clean driving. You're always there, and you were back there towards the middle of the pack there for most of the night. And I said, you watch there towards the end of that race, he's going to show up, and you showed up. What do you got? You got anything for him?
I think I might. I pitted late on that last caution, or the last green flag pit stop, so I was going to be good on fuel. I kind of hated to see these cautions here at the end, but yeah, I might have a lap advantage on my tires right now, and the truck's feeling pretty good. I like running around these guys that are up front. But hey, I'd like to thank you, Donnie, Garrett, and Ultimate Garage Floors for sponsoring this week's events.
Oh, absolutely, man. You guys deserve it. All you guys are great racers, and I tell you, you got a great one right there in front of you, that Robert Balcom. I've been racing online for 21 years, and I said it earlier that he's probably one of the top 5 smoothest drivers I've ever raced against, and he don't make a lot of mistakes, and he's a good one for you to be behind there. And there's definitely some class up there in front of this field, and I'd like to see you get up there and get that win for me.
Yeah, actually, Robert just sent me a whisper. He's wanting to try to work with me, so I'm going to try to make that happen, see if we can't pull off a top 3 here.
That old Tim tries to do that to me all the time, and it never works.
Yeah, and I like Jeremy Jeffries, too. I work with him pretty good.
Well, good luck out there, buddy, and hopefully we'll be talking back to you here in a few minutes.
Thanks.
All right, here we go. I suspect the lights are going to go out this time by. We'll wait and see. That would give us a green flag on lap 107 and a 15-lap run to the end. Really cool to see all the guys who switched it up this month with some pink breast cancer awareness paint schemes, including our front row here of Jeffries and Bolcom and Terry Bowman, even as he goes around. Terry Bowman, a lucky dog, going to get one of his 2 laps back. As the lights do go out on the pace car, thanks to Bruce Fallon for painting the Pony Express pace car, as well as Chad Goodstein, Milt Minter Jr. for the pre-race festivities that you heard earlier. Yeah, it'll be 107. 15 laps to go when we take the green flag. Donnie, do you think we're going to go green for 15, or do you think these guys got one more caution in them?
Well, I hope they don't go caution. I want to see this thing under green as everybody else, and cautions just they breed cautions like we say, but still a lot of talent in here, and watch that 18, that 26. They got the high side. And look here, Josh Metallic sitting up here in I think it's 6th place looks like, and he's definitely going to be a factor in this deal.
Absolutely, Josh Metallic, your points leader. He knows he would like to get ahead of those 2 trucks.
Yeah, these cars are all over the pace cars, and they want to get going. And I don't think you'll see any buddy here. This is for the win. Great start on the 8 truck. Great start.
Timmy giving Herman a push.
Yeah, you gotta be careful coming through that tri-oval. You'll loosen that truck up.
Here we go. They head off into turn 1. Jeremy Jeffries with the lead. Grant Wesley, he's up there. He's trying to help Robert Bolcom, but Herman Reese just so strong on that low side.
Yeah, Josh dropped to the bottom there for a second, which put all the puts all the line down at the bottom, and that's definitely going to hurt him.
Look at this. All of these guys banging doors. This is what people love about the truck series, is you can get out there and trade a little bit of paint. And there we go. Now Robert does get by. He gets by Herman Reese on the high side, so he takes over second. And Tim Nosker gets by Grant Wesley. Now Josh Metallic trying to get by Grant.
Oh, Josh loose.
Uh-oh, Metallic off the wall. That is going to cost him all the ground he gained. And now look at this. The top two, they are on their way to gaining a ton of points on Josh Metallic should this hold out with just over 10 laps to go.
That knocked him back to 10th place. So yeah, he's going to definitely lose. I hate that for Josh.
Could still catch a caution here. 12 laps to go. 20 cars on the lead lap. So definitely
Tim Nosfer all over the 59. Taking a shot at the bottom here on him. Oh, Robert Balkan gets a little bit loose there coming off the corner.
And Tim still not quite able to complete that pass on Herman Reese. And look at this. Here comes Brian Schilling. Looking low on Grant Wesley. As Timmy does get by Herman Reese. Herman trying to do the crossover. Not going to work.
No, they'd be better off right there to get in line. Them two get the racing. We still got 10 laps to go here, so those guys get the racing. They're just going to, them two trucks out front are just going to pull away.
Meanwhile, Brian Schilling and Grant Wesley still side by side for 5th. Rusty Little coming into the picture, as well as Tony Fox. We haven't talked about Tony Fox tonight, but he's up here in 8th place right now. Grant Wesley gets by Brian Schilling, takes over 5th. It was 10 to go at the line. Timmy closing in on Robert Balcom. Meanwhile, looking for Josh Metallic. It looks like he is at the end of the line. Josh Metallic is in 11th. As they run right now, he would fall back to 3rd point. And there's the caution that Josh Metallic needed. So now we're going to have about a 5 or a 6 lap shootout. Josh Metallic is going to get to line it back up again. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Josh Metallic possibly come down and get some tires here, as he is back. He's not in the top 10.
Well, we're dropping back to about 21st if no one else comes in. So I think being in 11th, well, that's trying to pick up another 10 spots to get back where you're at. I think I'd stay where I'm at right there, but you never know. If everybody else starts coming in, he might jump in there.
We're going to keep an eye on it here. Let's see if we get any takers for pit road. Is that Josh Metallic?
Yes,
First
Josh.
one down pit road.
Yes, Josh is on pit road.
And it looks like a bunch of people behind him coming with him, so he's not going to lose too much. Looks like Jeff Zupta stayed out, though. Jeff Zupta going for a top 10 on old tire. But yeah, so 10th place and forward, they all stay. And look at this. So the 16 of Devin McClure, who we were talking about earlier, he was a lap down, and now he's up here running in the top 10 with his dad in 9th.
Yeah, I've rode around him a little bit here lately on the super speedways, and he's a pretty smooth driver. He don't do too much crazy stuff, and he might get him a top 10 here.
Let's see if we can get a word from your buddy Timmy here.
All right.
Tim Nosker, are you there?
Yeah, I gotcha.
How's your race going tonight out there, Bob?
I'm having a good time. I've been up front a little bit and racing around and having a good time.
Can you win?
I got two of the best up here in front of me, but I'm going to give it everything I got.
Let them two get to racing, man. 3 wide's pretty fun.
I won't rule that out.
The center looks good, too.
Well, if they leave me a hole, I'm going to stick it in there and see what happens.
Now, Tim, how has your internet connection been tonight?
Yeah, it's always as good as it has been, but, it's holding in there.
We wish you luck out there, man. We want to pull you up and say hi to you and see what you thought there. Like I say, you got 2 studs out there in front of you, and you got one there behind you in that Grant Wesley. So you got your work cut out for you.
Yeah, let's see what happens. I mean, that's why they don't hand out the trophies at the beginning of the race.
That's right.
All right, Tim.
It's like when you go fishing, they call it fishing, not catching.
Hey, before I go, I just wanted to thank you, Donnie, and the Ultimate Garage Floor Company for sponsoring this race. We really appreciate everything you do over here for us, and you are my bromance.
Well, you're my bromance too, brother. And I tell you, you guys do so much behind the scenes for us, and no one sees it. And I get on there and look at the points and the statistics and stuff, and I'll see you guys in there. And you're working on replays, you're working on setups, and you guys put so much time into this thing, and I'm happy to do that for you guys, to help you guys out, and I want us all to be around for a long time. You guys are great friends, and just love being a part of it.
Well, as long as you guys keep showing up, we'll keep doing it, and it's a pleasure to put out a good place to race. Dave Cannon, Terry Ballman, Sean Prime, they all do a great job keeping things pointed in the right direction. And it's a blast. I love it.
Yeah, the word that always comes to mind with you guys is integrity. You guys got so much integrity. And, it's all about being fair. I've seen you, cause a wreck or something and have to set out a race. And, how many places do that to an admin? That's big. You did it and you had to do it. So, that's integrity.
Yeah, it happens, but either way, let's see if we can finish this thing off under green and see what happens here.
Well, good luck, everybody, and maybe we'll talk to you here again in a few minutes.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. Lights are out on the pace car. You saw it. Look at that. Terry Bowman, another lucky dog, and he is now on the lead lap with that truck who has been beat up since the first caution of the race. We're going to go green flag here on lap number 117. So it's going to be a 5-lap shootout. You saw Josh Metallic pit. He's going to be restarting in 16th. Can he pull off a top 10? Here we go.
Yeah, these 2 out front here, the 8 got a really big start there, as he does again. He's really got some good gears in that thing. 18 gets a terrible start, which is going to open the door for Timmy.
Uh-oh, I saw Brian Ordo spinning the tires back there. It's stacked up the middle of the field.
59 going backwards.
Jeremy Jeffries with a great start, but Robert Bolcom closing in on him. Here comes Herman Reitz now, looking low on Grant Wesley.
If I'm sitting in an 88 truck right now, I want to get as square on that 18 as I can, and get the 18 up to the 8, and then go racing. You don't want to be taking shots here this early.
But look at this, Grant Wesley is there. Oh, and the caution out. This is going to end the race.
Wow.
Jeremy Jeffries going to take the victory. Bolcom second, Timmy third. A race-ending caution with 3 to go. And let's see where that's gonna give Josh Metallic not enough time to make up any ground with those fresh tires. Right now it looks like Josh Metallic, I believe. 16. That's a tough break, so that's gonna move Jeremy Jeffries, your new points leader, after winning the race tonight, and Robert Balcom gonna move up to second in points. Josh Metallic going to drop all the way back to third. And Herman Reese going to gain a lot of ground on Josh Metallic as well. So now, look at this, quite the top 4 points battle after Kansas.
Yeah, this is one of them races that could shake up the points, and as we've seen, it definitely did.
Yeah, you know, who knows how much more ground Josh would have been able to make up there on those final 3 laps. But, you know, he definitely did not want to see a caution because he was in P11 when he came down pit road and took those tires. So it looks like Grant Wesley, your pick to win, going to come up just short of a podium finish tonight. Jeff Zupta, my pick to win, he's going to finish in 15th after being involved in a couple cautions, so tough break for him.
That caution come out with about 3 laps to go there, and I tell you that 26 was really closing in on them, and the 18 and the 88 were, I think they were getting ready to get after it.
Yeah, I think these front 4, we were fixing to have a hell of a battle for the win, and unfortunately that caution came out there, and that ends the race. But I'm sure Jeremy Jeffries doesn't mind.
No, I'll take them any way I can get them. It's, you know, a year from now when you look back in the record books, that's a win.
Absolutely, and he will be the new points leader coming out of Kansas.
That's a great feeling, I tell you, when you've been back here in the points a little ways, not far, but you come out, you win a race, you take the points lead. I tell you what, he'll sleep good tonight.
Speaking of points, I don't know if you noticed this, but our Challenger points leader, Jerry Walters, he retired about 5 laps ago. He's going to finish in 25th, so that is not going to be a good finish for our Challenger points leader.
That'll scramble things up there too.
White flag is out. Under caution, Jeremy Jeffries just has to keep it running, make it around to the line, and collect his checkered flag.
Well, Mark, I appreciate you bringing me up here tonight, buddy, and my voice held out. It's starting to go a little bit, but I always look forward to these, man, with you, and anytime you need me anywhere, I'll be there.
Well, let's take a look at the calendar here. I know you're not available Wednesday. Next week it looks like next week is Tuesday, so I know you're racing in that one.
I'm off on this Wednesday now, and it's a very important date. Me and my wife's 20-year wedding anniversary, and definitely
want to take that night off and not spend it with us sim racing.
The love of my life, and can't wait to celebrate with her.
Absolutely, you definitely.
Now I got other plans.
Sunday, October 22nd, we're going to be live in the Dirt Series. Are you going to be racing or broadcasting?
I can come in and help you with that one.
Yeah, Sunday, October 22nd, Dirt Series. I believe Hamilton Dirt Complex that night is Jeremy Jeffries getting some love taps for the victory. We're going to wait for him to come around and do a burnout for us. Look at that, Terry Bowman with that beat up truck ever since lap 20 ends up finishing on the lead lap. So there it is, Jeremy Jeffries with the victory burnout. Let's head over to Victory Lane. And let's do some post-race interviews with our top 3 here, if I can find them. Alright, here we are in the Breast Cancer 200 Victory Lane. We're about to interview our podium finishers in the Breast Cancer Awareness 200 tonight. Let's start off with our race winner, the number 8, Jeremy Jeffries, also the new points leader. Jeremy, congrats on the win. Tell us about your race.
Oh, thank you so much. First off, I want to thank Donnie and Ultimate Garage Floorings for their sponsorship of this broadcast, and Pony Express Broadcast Network for broadcasting the race, and also for RTG for putting on such a great event and choosing such a great track. The race was, I didn't really know what to expect because I took the green flag dead last. I wasn't able to qualify, so I had to start in the back and just slowly worked my way up through the first half. And then once I got up to the front, the truck, this, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I had the Breast Cancer Awareness Monster Mutant Super Soda truck, and everything just fell into place with the cautions there at the end and some good restarts. And, I just had to capitalize on that, and I did.
Well, you definitely did a great job out there, and those guys got the racing pretty hard behind you there, and I'm sure you were looking up in the rearview mirror liking that.
Oh yeah, anytime that they got side by side, I knew I just had to take it easy and run my line, and I was good.
Yeah, definitely out front there's always the place to be. You got the clean air, and how was you around the lap trucks tonight? Did you get much of that?
The lap trucks were very respectful, at least the ones I came up upon. We had some guys that had some rough luck early that were kind of off the pace, and yeah, they were very respectful and got out of the way, and I had no issues at all, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, you definitely had a truck that could go. When you were ready to go, it went, and like I said, you got up there at the end, and that's the most important time. Did you have enough fuel to make it back during that one run before all those cautions started?
I was 1 lap short. I was showing 1 lap short. You better believe, though, I wasn't pitting if we'd went green. I was going to find a way to save.
Yeah, you drive like I do, and that's you had already committed to the front, so you're the furthest forward, hoping for that caution, and definitely come out for you. So I'm sure you breathe a sigh of relief when that happened.
Oh yeah, that first caution, I was very happy. The ones after that, not so much, but I don't really know what happened behind me, but business picked up there in those last 15 laps, and I think a lot of good trucks got taken out because of it.
Yeah, we had several of the top trucks here. Zupta and Josh, a couple other ones received black flags on their green flag pit stops, and so a lot of those guys that were up there towards the front at the beginning ended up having kind of in the back there. Some of them did make it back up through there a little ways.
Yeah, I tried to take it fairly easy getting on the pit road. I didn't push it as hard as some people I saw behind me coming in hot, and I just didn't want to shoot myself in the foot. I knew I had a fast truck, and I love this track. This is one of my favorite tracks to race on, and just don't ruin my own race, and we'll see what happens. And I was able to do that and finish first.
Yeah, we definitely had some great drivers around you there, and I know you probably felt pretty comfortable with getting after it, racing those guys, and knowing that they're gonna take care of you.
Oh yeah, I knew that Tim and Robert and Grant and I don't even know who all was behind me. I think Schilling was there, and I felt comfortable. They'd raced me clean but hard, but I was trying to just make it where they couldn't get to me. That clean air and the aero tightness behind me, I was relying on that to at least keep them from getting all the way up and passing me.
All right, well, congrats on your win, Jeremy, and congrats on coming out of Kansas as the new points leader.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys, and I can't wait to watch this event back later.
second place finisher tonight, Robert Bolcom in the 118. Also going to move up a spot in the standings. He's going to move up to second. Robert, tell us about your race tonight.
First of all, same as, congratulations to Jeremy there. He had a great race. I was hoping for a long run because that's kind of just how I was pretty much set the race up for myself. But I want to give a big shout out to Donnie, Garrett, and Ultimate Garage Floors, and of course RTG, and a special to y'all guys at Pony Express. I always listen to the broadcast while I'm racing, so appreciate the shout out there, Donnie. Made me feel good anyways. But yeah, it was a good race. Like I said, I would much rather it's just stay green the whole time. I pretty much save my tires, and that's just kind of the way that I race, and so these short runs, I can go when I need to, I guess, but I'm just more of a take my time and save my tires, and I was hoping to have something for Jeremy and everything the last few laps, but like I said, second place, we come out unscathed in one piece, and that's, with all the other trucks that got tore up, that's pretty much the best part of it. So I appreciate that anyways.
Well, I've always said I've been racing online for 21 years, and I swear I'd put you in the top 10 smoothest drivers I've ever raced against. And you're a master at saving your tires and fuel. And I was riding with you there a lot, and I could hear you clutching during that one run where you guys were going to be about 2 laps short after that pit stop. How'd you do there? Was you saving enough, or was you still on the edge?
No, I was going to be good. That's when because I was actually up battling, I think, 10 for lead, and I started kind of watching what the gas was doing, because it would show you good, but on these trucks you can't actually go by the feel because it's usually a little off. So that's kind of why I just started falling back, and pretty much it was really easy to, as the tires fell off with them guys up front, it was pretty easy just to back the corner up and just push the clutch in and go through the corner. I could still keep the speed up, and still, I think I did it for like 14 laps, and I saved 2 laps just doing it then. So yeah, I think we're going to be fine there. Like I said, it's one of them deals where you can go hard at it and be where you need to be, like Jeremy did. He's in the right spot. But I think saving the gas, if we stayed green, yeah, we would definitely made it for sure.
Yeah, like I said, I was riding with you there a good bit of time, and you were definitely rolling the center with the clutch on, and I told him, I said, he's going to definitely make it. I said, if this thing stays green, he knows what he needs. He knows exactly probably what he needs, and he'll find it. He's the kind of driver that's going to find it, and he'll have something to race with even at the end if he needs it. And so you say you came home in second tonight. That's a great finish, man.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. I really do appreciate all the compliments, man. That means a lot coming from someone like you. You're definitely one of the best around. I ran in here lately more with you than ever, and like I said, nothing but respect for you. But I do want to. The main reason we're all here tonight, give a shout out to the cancer awareness, and I want to give my condolences to Jerry Walters. He didn't get to finish the race, but he lost his sister to cancer last week, and all of us kind of let him know he's thinking about him, and man, we might all get on here and get mad or whatever, but when it comes down to it, times like that, that somebody needs one of us there, at least there's always somebody there. It's a community. When it comes, like I said, you might be mad at him, not talk to him, but when it comes down to something like that, you can't do nothing but pray for his family. So I want to give a shout out to him. My mom's kind of battling cancer too, so I know how that goes. So, but yeah, everybody out there that's got a loved one or friend or anything that's going through the cancer deal, just try to be with them, let them know you're there, and try to be as strong as you can for them.
Very well said.
All right, congrats to Robert Bolcom on a second place finish, and moving on to third place finisher tonight, Tim Nosker bringing it home on the podium. Tim, it looked like Grant Wesley was going to give you a challenge there for that final podium spot, but the caution came out with 3 to go, ending the race. Tell us about your run tonight.
Well, in that last restart, I had plans to get by Robert there. I was on the inside, and that was a better place to start, on the inside line. I was hoping to get up next to him, and that rat Herman, he pushed him up there and got him up in front of me, so that kind of scrubbed that. But I had a good run. I'm probably not the caliber driver that most of these guys are. I run a lot of super speedways, and that's been kind of my thing. But I'm thrilled with the third place finish. I I got in there and mixed it up with the best of them, so I can't be sorry about that.
Well, Tim, you don't give yourself enough credit, bud. You're definitely one of the best racers out there, and clean, and you're the kind of guy to really give up 2 spots than wreck somebody taking 1. So you definitely did a great job out there bringing her home 3rd.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot coming from a guy like you.
A bromance.
That's right. Yeah. Before I get too far into this, again, I'd like to thank you, Donnie, for everything you do for us over here with the race sponsorships and Ultimate Garage Floors. I've seen some of your work. It's spectacular. So if no one's seen any, they should go check it out on your Facebook page there. And I also want to thank you, Mark, Pony Express Broadcast Network. You do a phenomenal job for us, and we're glad that you continue to broadcast our races for sure. I got to thank, again, RTG, my buddies in crime there, Dave Cannon, Terry Bauman, Sean Prime. Felt bad for Josh. I know he didn't get the finish he was looking for. It kind of hurt him in the points. But he's one of the better racers out there. I'm sure he'll bounce back. Wiley, Brian Schilling, David Lawson, all the guys that keep this thing going. It's such a huge team effort over here. If one guy is busy, the other guy picks it up. I mean, we try to keep it as seamless as possible. So I got to thank everyone around me. I've surrounded myself with good people, and I honestly think we have probably the best racers in the sim world right now. If you look at our races and, the lack of cautions that we have, we probably had more than usual tonight, but I think guys get amped up for the TV races. But best place to race, I think. And hopefully, if you're thinking about finding a place to race, clean racers and good hard competition, RTG's the place.
Yeah, Mike Scott always says it the best, man. You want some, come get some, and we definitely go at it. But at the end of the nights, we pat each other on the back and we're buddies again. And we definitely found that out, I guess, last Thursday night after that race. But we won't go into that one. But yeah, like I say, you guys do so much behind the scenes, man, that people don't see. Like I was telling you earlier, I check a lot on the statistics, and I mean, I'm big into. I want to know who's where, what's going on, and I'll jump on there in the middle of the day, and you guys will be on there reviewing replays or setups, tweaking this, tweaking that, and people don't realize the time you guys put into this, and we thank you, and as a community, we definitely thank you guys, and like you say, I believe you 100%. It's definitely the best place to race, and that's why I'm here, and I ain't going anywhere until you tell me I gotta leave.
10-4. We won't ever tell you, Donnie, but it's definitely a great place to hang out, and everybody gets along, so that makes it a big deal. I know, some other leagues you see on Facebook the drama that goes around, and we just are drama free. We don't want it. We don't need it. We just keep it lighthearted. I mean, everybody goes to work and they like to relax and come in and race, and we keep that in mind. Just try to keep the fun factor high,
All right, well, there's our third place finisher, Tim Nofsker. That's it. That's our post-race interviews. Those are our podium finishers in the Breast Cancer Awareness 200 BareBones series here live from Rolling Thunder Gaming, coming at you from Kansas Speedway. I got to thank Ultimate Garage Floors and Donnie Garrett for not only putting on these broadcasts, but for joining me in the booth tonight. And Donnie, you have any final words on tonight's race?
Well, just another great one. As always, these guys put on such a great show, and great calls for the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and some great comments there. With all the guys, and definitely look forward to the next one. The next one's Wednesday night. Come on out and watch these guys get at it again. And a lot of these same guys will be in those races, and come on out and join us.
Absolutely. Wednesday night, we're going to have the Pink Ribbon 200 in the Aero 88 series. That'll be live here on Pony Express Broadcast Network. I don't remember who's in the booth with me, but I will find out. For those of you who joined us tonight, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again Wednesday night.